How about now, guys? Is this better? Whoa. Why is my mic so gainy? Ooh, yeah, there we go. So this is gonna be really trippy. I can actually hear myself talking. Yeah, there's a lot of line noise. I can try and add a filter to it later, just for next time. I'm actually just using OBS. It's a little low. Is this better? I just don't know. Here, we'll try this. Properties. Whoop. And then we're gonna apply a filter. How about this? Ooh, yeah, this is a lot better. Is this better? Ooh. I don't know, it's gonna be really trippy hearing myself. I think that's just how OBS. Increase mic input. Tipsy Ninja gonna increase it just a little bit. Is this better, guys? I can increase it more, I just don't want to blow out everybody's eardrums. Cool. Someone asked, we can hear authorities yelling at you to open the door in the background. If people are saying that, it's kind of scary. Apple Devland, I don't know if I can actually disable that, just because I'm using Linux. I can actually show you guys what I see. Let's actually transition over here. Whoa, recursion at its finest. Because I bet if I go to properties, I can't turn off monitoring. Hype. Insane Hello World applications. Advanced. Active. Monitor off. Can you guys hear me still? Are we good? Yeah, you can still hear me? Pog, let's go. Let's go, guys. Much better. Sick. Now I can actually hear the music and you guys. Turn down gain just a little bit. Ooh, is this better? Cool. So much better. Sick. Just moving some things around. I don't know why people are saying you're clipping, reduce volume a bit. Oh my goodness, you guys are like, whoa, here we go. Is this a little better? Better? So it's perfect now. Okay, cool. I'm just refreshing the tool to see how the stream is looking. Cool. Yeah, the stream is looking good. I know the things up here and here on the left and right sides of the screen's a little scuffed, but I think we're just gonna deal with it. Alright, sounds perfect. Which distribution or which distro am I on? I'm on Manjaro. I can actually put one thing. Neo fetch. I don't. Oh, it's fast fetch. Yeah. There's that for you guys. While we're kind of getting people in here, I'm gonna wait about 2 more minutes before we start here. Yep, I'm using Linux Daniel 25F. Wait, Noxy Van. You said the link was wrong. I don't know what you mean by that. Why use Linux over Windows? It's just a separation of work and versus play. So I do school and everything here, and everything else on the other screen. Yeah, I didn't see the Pure OS showcase. Awesome. Need that buttery 240 hertz. Jordan, you buy it for me and I'll use it just for you. Actually, in this monitor that you're looking at is actually 2.7K. It's just not working. NVIDIA drivers are currently broken on Linux, and every time I update, it actually will just brick. Yeah, I'm using AMD. Pretty great. The 3700K, or 3700X, not K. Awesome. Took a sip of my smoothie. Had a great workout. Any advantage you love while using Linux compared to Windows? Yeah. I feel like Linux is easier to develop on, right? So when I go and deploy a client's work, it's going to be easier for me to just push because everything worked on my Linux distro, so it should work on the server just because it is Linux. All right. Yeah, this is my copyright free music, so awesome. Anyways, we're gonna get started here. Cool, clear that out. So what today we are gonna be covering is a little bit of project management, how to contribute to open source projects, and just this. So this is gonna be kind of a follow along tutorial. I know Apple Dev Docker is a thing, it's just I don't use Docker for some things. It can be unstable, depends how you use it. So we're just gonna kind of get started and then stop reading chat here. Actually, did someone actually tip us, or is that like? Oh, I don't think that's actually someone tipped me. If you like look, wait, can you guys see my mouse? Whoa. Yeah, you see how this is like $10 here? I don't think that's actually a tip. And I don't know if the subscribers are true either. I was testing stuff. I was testing some stuff with notifications earlier. However, I don't think we are affiliate. Actually, this is our first stream on the devcord Twitch. Interesting. Fun fact, we're trying to get affiliate and get some money in our pockets to do some giveaways. Anyways, so what I'm going to do is we're going to start with monday.com. So I'm just going to go to, whoa. I have to, yeah. So monday.com is this great website that I use for planning most of my projects. I'm going to actually, log out here for a second. Log out. Monday.com. Please, can you just give me monday.com? Cool. So monday.com is a pretty easy way to get started and kind of manage things, especially when you're working in a development with a team. You don't also have to use this for development. You can use, as you can kind of see here, they use it for marketing, creative and design, software development, which we will be using it for. And then we also have task management, operations, etc. You guys should know some of these companies here. Pretty big companies. It's just a really easy way to get started, and they have some great integrations here. Anyways, so I'm gonna quickly switch over to this screen, just so I can log in without you guys taking too much of my information. Awesome. Yeah. I know I'm using their free trial. Whoa. Can you? There we go. Ooh, that little pop was kind of nice there. So this is a great way to get started. Monday.com is a sick site, but not a good weekday. I completely agree with you, Jordan. I'm gonna go ahead and post this link in words are hard. Yeah. Linus Tech Tips does use the site. Go ahead and guys go over to monday.com and we're gonna kind of get started here. I'm gonna wait for you guys to kind of catch up so we can follow along. go ahead and just let me know when you guys are in and set up it with an account. I'm going to wait about 3 or 4 minutes for you guys to go ahead and do that. I'm also take this time and catch up on Discord. So go ahead and let me know, guys, when you guys are finished. I'm just checking in on chat whenever. Oh, Twitch. Chat, quiet. Sorry, words are hard today, apparently. All right, and once you guys get up, it may ask you some questions about how you plan to use it. Go ahead and click software development. That's what I'm going to be using here. It's just going to give you some relevance about some stuff. And if I could have someone like let me know how many viewers there are. $37 viewers on Twitch. Awesome. Does anybody on YouTube can tell me how many is on YouTube? Or is the YouTube stream like dead? If not, I could probably find out myself here pretty quickly. Ooh, I could hear myself. 15 on YouTube. Awesome. So we have about 45 viewers, 50 viewers. Not bad, not bad. Whoever disliked this on YouTube, thank you. Cool. People like the lurk too. Yeah, I know. Alrighty, so I'm going to assume that most of you guys have monday.com set up, and we're just going to kind of go through this. So we're going to add, I have this workspace called the devcord workshop. Technically, devcord. It's spelled like this, fun fact. We only use lowercase. Yeah, app devland, I was the 15th viewer. I opened it up in a different tab. So we're going to go ahead and add a board, and these are all like relative, right? So what we are going to do is we're going to use the sprint planning idea, or the board, not idea. It's going to set up everything for me, and I'm just going to kind of let it sit. Wait for it to load. Maybe. It's taking a long time to load. Lovely errors. Let me give it a quick refresh. Hello? Maybe. It's just being a little slow. Is it being slow for anybody else? Did we crash? Devcord is proper casing. Yeah, I know, it's stressful. No. It's spelled like this, guys. D-E-V. Lowercase d. All lowercase. I don't mind if you guys talk in the chat. We gotta love all lowercase. I know. Anyways, this isn't working, so we're gonna try this again. Devcord workspace, create workspace. Cool. We're gonna add a board. We're gonna use the sprint planning board. already showed you guys this once. And work. Maybe. Are my ad blockers breaking it? Or is this Monday.com just... Syntax error. I don't care about syntax errors. What are we loading here? What is taking so long? Hello? Yep, I love all the analytics I'm seeing go by. Let's go. Mine pulled up with uBlock. Mine didn't break. This isn't Linux. This is just me being stupid for some reason. One second, guys. I'm really... It was working like all before the stream and everything. And now it's like, nope. See, like if I refresh this, it works fine. If I go to Epics. Oh, here we go. We're in, guys. So sorry, I just leaned into the mic when I said that. I was probably like blasting your eardrums out. Yeah, I just got it working. Anyways, so we can see here that we have stories. So I like developing something using something called agile development. Can everybody in chat, or can I get like a head count, or not a head count, but like, can people type like 1 in chat if they have used agile, or 0 if they have not used agile development, or know what agile development is? Okay, cool. So we're going to kind of go over what agile development is. We see some of you guys do. I see like 4 or 5 people know what agile development is. So agile development is this kind of, I don't know, they say to use it in school and everything. And it's a fun thing. You don't know what agile is. So I'll type it out in chat for you guys. So agile is spelled like that. And that's what agile looks like. And what we're gonna do with it is we're gonna set up, or not set up, or what we're gonna do with it, but we're just gonna talk about it. Where, let's say a client comes to you with a project, right? And for us, we're gonna kind of go through the devcord website, pardon me, and talk about how we set this up. If I go to devcord.com, we're going to kind of talk about how we would go through this. Right? So we have all of our beautiful staff members. There's me right here, Austin, or I go by Q sometimes. We're just going to kind of go through this. Nice trees. Yeah, those are Christmas trees. So let's say we're making this website, right? And I want to make a website where I want a header, right? Or I want this hero image up here, which is like this like thing here with the image, text over the top, right? It's kind of like the main focus when you come to our website. Yeah, I don't know why we call ourselves NPCs. And we're just going to kind of talk about this. So if I wanted to say in agile development that I want to make this. So agile development isn't a way to make something. It's a way to plan things. So what we're going to do is we are going to make something called user stories. So we're not going to need Sprint 2. We haven't started Sprint 2. And what we're going to do is I'm going to say, as a user, so we're going to follow this template. As a user, when I go to the website, I want to see a hero image, right? This is a story. I don't know where it went. As a user, I want to see a hero image on the website. If I can spell the website. Add. Hello? Did I break it already? Yeah, it's gone to the oblivion. Uh-oh. It's already broken again, guys. What are we gonna do? Yeah, I know. Great job, you know. I was actually using this. I don't know if I can, like, pull it up. You can see Workshop Actual. Go to my stories. They weren't quite stories. Maybe use Notepad. You know, we'll just kind of do this, and you guys can just think about how we were to do this. So let me pull up a notes. Oh god, I've never used this notes before. This is disgusting. 1 second. VS Code. 1 second. I probably have some clients work I can't show you guys. So I'm gonna go right here. We're gonna pull up VS Code. Yep, definitely had client's code pulled up. Open folder. Okay. Yeah, Monday isn't working for me right now. Alright, and back to main. It's just, I think it's something to do with like me streaming or something. Anyways, so we're gonna come back here and we're gonna create user stories. Ooh, user stories. And in Agile, we do something called sprints. So we're gonna call sprint 1. So over here, I'm typing Markdown. On the right, you'll see what it looks like formatted. So we're going to create a bunch of different things in our sprints that we want to do. So remember Markdown formatting. Did I do it right? You know, I'm just doing... Hey. Nope. We're just doing this. So we have a couple stories we want to say. And let's say first we want to, as a user, I want to be able to see a hero image on the website. Right? What are we complaining about? Unordered list annotations. Right. Fix all. There we go. Thank you, Ronnie was lib and chat. And then here we also want to be able to type, let's say, as a user, I want to be able to see the staff members on the website. And then another thing, let's say, is as a user, I want to be able to see, I don't know, the amount of people on the Discord, right? It's just like member count, so this is just the member count. Right, and these are some stories that we kind of want to implement, right? When we go through and develop this. Sorry. And so we have our different things over here in our sprints. So let's see if I go back here, still not done loading. I have no idea why it's not loading. But anyways, so this would be under our sprint 1 and we could assign it to people. And the nice thing about monday.com is that you're able to actually assign it to different users. So let's say I'm working with a bunch of different people. I can say, okay, Frank Jones over there is going to be working on this first thing. On the second thing, I'll take over this. And on this third thing, let's say Bob Luis is going to be working on it, or something of that nature, and just kind of set up different things. You can assign users it. I'm really pissed it's not working. Actually, it's working over here though. This is not in a container though, so I wonder if something to do with containers. But you can see here, as a user, I want to be able to see a hero image. It's on here twice, so I can actually delete this one. So if I pull this back up, let's just copy and paste these in. Add, and then last one is, where are we? Here it is. Right, copy and paste these in. So you can see here that we have these different things, right? So as a user, I want to see a hero image. I can actually add a subtask to this saying the hero image should be someone looking cool doing code, which is impossible, right? And we're going to put all of these things in a backlog, right? So as this is kind of bad UI, you can't really see it. The contrast isn't there. But it kind of sets like what we're going to work on and break it down. But when we read it, it's going to make sense. There's something that we can actually test when we go and work on this. So then we're going to do something called sprint. So you get together with your team and you create a bunch of these user stories. And after you make all these user stories, you're able to sign it. So I'm the only owner or only person on this, and I can sign myself to be the owner of all these. And and then story type, you can see, is this a chore? So this is something that needs to be done. Is it a bug? Or is it blank? Or is it a feature? So these are all going to be features. You can see some cool animations going on here. And then let's say we have a bug where it says, this won't be a user story. What do you do when the trial ends? That's really up to you. There is a 0. It's free. There's a free plan. Right? So free, up to 2 people. Yep. Let's say we have a bug where so we have a verification way where you can go to devcord.com/verify and it works. So we could go to verify user isn't working, and we could set this as a bug and assign it to myself. So you can see here under story type, there's this. 3/4 of all the stories are features and 1/4 are bugs. We were asked, what is the difference between chores and features? So a chore is something where, let's say I need to go clean up my code and add comments, or I need to go in and set something up where it's just some feature that's already been implemented that just needs to be updated. You need to add comments to your code. Code needs to be cleaned up. It could be an optimization. A feature is something that needs to be implemented that has not been implemented yet. So what we can do is we can come together with my team. Let's say it's just me, myself, and I, right? Me is going to do these things. I is going to do this. And then myself is going to do this last thing. So you can see here, all the statuses are to do. But then we can set a priority. Verify user isn't working. On devcord, that's actually really important because that's what it takes to be able to post in our job section. So this is actually a pretty high priority. So I can actually go under priority and set this as high priority. So we can now see it's going to be red. These are all going to be, let's say, this is pretty low priority. It's already been implemented once. We'll just redo it. This is medium, and this is, we don't really care. Right? We can see here that it gives us a nice breakdown of all of our different things. And then we have estimated SP, actual SP. Good question. I have no idea what that, yes, I do know what that means. So this is going to be when we actually think this is going to be in what sprint. So sprints are when we actually go and we take our stories from the backlog and we're going to move it into a sprint. Story point That could be it. I think it's estimated sprint. Not sure about that. You may be correct. B Grimy 247. But yeah. But we're just gonna ignore that because I have no idea what it means. You know, great developer I am. Then we're gonna look at the due date over here. So let's say the verify user isn't working, and I need to get this done. Let's say by tomorrow. That's June 20th. Gives me a little time. Due tomorrow. This low priority, I don't care. This can be done next July. This, let's say, don't really care. We could have it done maybe by like next July as well. July 1st. And then this, we can say, let's just try to get it done by next weekend. So you can kind of hover over these and see how many days are left before you need to do it. Then we have epics. So if we can hover over these, so link the story with relevant epic from your epic boards. So we can go here in epics. Yeah, I'm correct. That's stressful. Yeah, so this is all great. And then let's say you have a link to design. So if you're using something called like Figma, Adobe XD, or whatever, or just a PDF somewhere, you can go ahead and just drop that in here. Great. We got all of our stories done, and now we're ready to just go out in the world. Time Frog says, we use t-shirt sizes and generally do the exercise after the first or second development sprint. It allows us to pull in what we think can be finished realistically in each sprint. Jordan, it does not warn the clients about unreasonable requests. Kind of going off of what Jordan was talking about. So normally you won't involve the client when you're doing these. This is going to be, why don't you use Google Docs? Doesn't it have the same features? I don't think Google Docs has any features like this at all. Maybe you can add like a to-do list, but you're not going to have all the tracking, and you're going to see why. So you can see, let's say I'm going to start our first sprint. So sprint is where we're going to actually go out and start developing these. So let's say we can do a week-long sprint. So I'm going to actually move these into these sprints. So let's say we're going to move these and this into our sprint. You can see all of the overalls are going to be updated. And let's say I want to start working on this hero image. So actually I can go in here and say, hey, I'm actually working on this now, and update this to working on it. And we can say, hey, this is being worked on. It's probably medium priority for me. I can start getting this done. And you can see here it says, hey, 1/3 is being worked on. And then let's say this has already been done, so we're ready for review. And then verify user, let's say that's ready, or we can put this ready for review as well. Yep. So Time Frog's actually pretty correct on this. So on the Monday case, we only bring in items from the backlog that can be completed in single sprints that can be sized based on story points and t-shirt sizes. Yeah. So we're able to get all these done, and let's say I'm working on these and these are ready for review. So we can actually go back and work on these and go back as a team and review the sprint and say, hey, let's go ahead and review all of the stories that we worked on and be able to mark them as done or ready for deploy. And we can go out and do that. So that's a little bit of how to use the Monday.com interface. Yeah, they have some great tools where you can actually integrate it. I don't know, do they have Discord? Nope, they don't. But you can sync this with Jira, Zoom, Asana, Slack. Fibonacci supposedly was too granular. SurveyMonkey, Stripe, LinkedIn. Interesting. But yeah, they have pre-built integrations. You can automate things. Where let's say you have a GitHub issue come in and whatnot. Yeah, so Time Frog says the point is not to commit to work in a sprint that cannot be completed at scales in line with the number of resources and developer you have available. It also adjusts depending on your skill level of the resource. Say superhero devcord is on your team, you can bring in a bunch of large tasks. If you're Time Frog on your team, you can only bring in a few small tasks. Yeah, so it's just how many resources you have available and how much you're willing to get done. So this is great. And let's say I'm some manager, right? I'm giving this to like the devcord staff team. Weather gurus, I will be posting this in the workshop announcements to be able to get it. I'll probably do I'll ping workshop with the links to the videos once it's done. So let's say all of these are done. We can actually go and look at reports. And once reports, we can actually kind of see the current sprint progress. We can see what's done, current sprint focus, planned versus gained, and planned versus gained per story. And this is all just really helpful as an overall. They have some cool widgets you can go through and add your own. If you guys want to see a little bit more of how Monday.com is used in a bigger just capacity, you could go over to the Linus Tech Tips YouTube channel. They have a great video sponsored by Monday.com where they get it done. And they show how they use it for their, I think, 100% company. But also, I work by myself. I'm a solo developer and I do freelance work. I use this for my own work and managing projects, just kind of moving things around in my stories and whatnot, and just gives me a good idea of, hey, this is what I need to work on this week. So normally I set a sprint up for what week I'm working on and then add the things. It's not quite agile development, but it works. So that kind of concludes this part of the workshop about project management. Do you generate bills out of Monday.com? I do not. I use something called QuickBooks to generate all my invoices. You could put in here, you can add, let's say you can start a conversation, say, hey, I put 5 hours into this. And definitely you could set up automations to somehow, you can add probably another column and just kind of get it working where you could just do a report saying for this sprint I put in X amount of hours. Right. Actually, let's try to do that real quick. Let's see. So can I add search item height? No, conditional coloring. New group import. Can I like here we go. Add column to the right. We can do numbers. Yeah, time prog. That's really big, is trying to get time. I use something called Waka time, kind of helps manage it. Anyway, so I just added a new column onto the end of this, and we're gonna call this hours worked. And we're just gonna set this up for you. Just because, let's say these are done. I put 4 hours into here and 5 hours into this. You can see 9 hours. So now we're able to go to reports and we're gonna add a new widget. We're gonna call numbers. This is gonna be hours worked. This is gonna be the sum, and we're gonna do it by stories. And we're gonna only do it by the current sprint. Yeah. So you can see here, I can actually probably change the name of this as well. This is here. You can't do a multiplication, so you can't say how much money you're making. That'd be nice. But let's say hours worked. And this gives me a nice say, hey, on the last sprint, I worked 9 hours. I can move it up here, you know, and get this done. So current sprint progress is, if I go here, stories say, hey, this is done, right? You can say, a third of it's done. I've worked 9 hours. And then you can say, hey, maybe I want to say, what's the average amount of hours I worked on the project, the median, count, or sum, right? It's just something great like that. So let's say, I'm curious, can you do math? Numbers? No, it does not look like you can, or at least... kind of unfortunate. That'd be nice, is you can have your current, but that's great, because what I would do is bring this into my invoicing software, Yes, live stream will be saved. Bring this in my invoicing software, and it will calculate my hourly, or it will calculate total billed automatically for me. Cool. So we have everything really done with the Monday.com kind of demonstration. Before we go into our next topic, do you have any more questions in chat? I don't think Monday.com is necessarily slow. Remember, I am streaming at 60 frames per second at 1080p. I think I broke it with Firefox containers. But you remember, this is all aggregating data really nicely for you. So it's going to be a little bit slower. So it's kind of the price you pay. Probably some other stuff you can do with it that's better. Cool. I'm glad I can get you started on this, Jordan. Anybody else have any questions or comments, concerns before we move on to the next thing? I feel like we should talk about definition of done, limiting work in progress. Yeah, so working on it, or work in progress, is really interesting. So when you start a sprint, right, you're only gonna have a certain amount of people working on sprints. Sprints can be, you have multiple sprints going on at the same time with different developer groups. Let's say we have everything. Cool. Thank you, Ronnie, for linking Weather Gurus, the link about Figma. So that you get a good flow and to actually complete things to a standard that the team agrees on. Yeah, it's really interesting about how you should do it. In my opinion, that this is kind of also something you should talk about on your team or individually, because I shouldn't just start all of this, right? This shouldn't all be working on it, right? If I have 3 stories I'm working on during a sprint, I shouldn't be working on all of them, right? I should say, hey, verify user, high priority. I want to get this done first, right? I'm going to get this working, done, and ready for review. And then as I do that, I can start bringing in other things where I'm working on it, then ready for review. Time Frog, if you go ahead and message me privately on Discord, I'd actually love to talk to you a little bit more about this and see if in the next workshop I can have you talk about this or just give me some talking points. I'm not the greatest at this. I haven't worked in a bigger company that does Agile. We normally do Waterfall, and it's normally Trello. So I know Agile is a new cool thing all the cool kids want to try. I'm Austin, or like the fancy mathematical symbol Q on Discord if you want to go ahead and send me a DM. Cool. And then we had Weather Gurus ask about, can we connect specific Figma screens to Monday's to-do list? Yeah, you definitely can. Link to this design here. I can probably drop a Figma link in here. And there's probably some other ways if I want to add. Let's see, I can look at this. I could probably, if I want to do something where I'm doing like creative project, let's see. Do they have a good one? Content production. Actually, I should have used these. Creative team planning. They have some of this. Let's actually just pull this up just as a demonstration. You can see here, you have some, there's a little bit better. It's very much still sprint though, if you look at this. So you can put in here, creating short posts, welcome video, next week, backlog. Yeah. And it looks like they have a cool video or just kind of an explanation about how to go through this and whatnot. I went ahead and deleted the stuff in here. They probably have the same. So yeah. Yeah, so that's kind of the overview of Monday.com, and I'm gonna go ahead and close this. I'm gonna wait about 1 more minute to see if anybody has any more questions, comments, or concerns before we continue on. We're just gonna absorb this awkward silence as we wait for everybody to kind of think, type in chat if you need to. About 30 more seconds. Subsoft asks, is it normal during development to be part of multiple workspaces or just one workspace and one sprint at a time? It really depends on your job duties, right? And how much you're actually able to put into a sprint. Let's say I'm a junior developer. I'm most likely only going to be working on one workspace and one sprint. However, if I'm a senior developer, I could be working on multiple workspaces. Some of them, but I won't be involved. I could be involved in multiple sprints, but most not likely. Awesome. So that's kind of all for this. I'm going to go ahead and close this, and then we're going to actually open up this. And we're going to talk about GitHub, or Git, and specifically GitHub. If you guys have known Git, just kind of follow along. I did this. I already knew Git when I did this and kind of went through this for a class project. And it's actually pretty interesting. So I'm going to go ahead and drop this link in the chat. I want you guys to go ahead and open this up. And we're going to actually head over to the releases category. You see that again. It's on the right side of the screen, releases. Just kind of wait a second as I flick through everything. So once you get there, we're going to go to releases and download the most recent release. I'm on Git, or I'm on Linux, not Git. And then, and go ahead and download it and go ahead and unzip it. So I'm just going to show you what it looks like in this folder. So this is what the folder will look like. We have all of our things. I'm running Linux. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to run the git it. If you're on Windows, hello. Error while loading shared libraries. I already broke it. Second thing of the day I broke, guys. This is great. Do I have to compile it? Is this the error? Devs are good at breaking things. Yes, I agree. libgconf. Pacman minus s libgconf-2. Live debugging. No things were found. And I misspelled it. There's a -4. Pacman minus s libgconf-2-4. And time prog, I saw your DM. Great. I had this working earlier. stuff like this and you don't do. I think a lot of developers starting out get really frustrated in the environment, set up stuff like this and you don't do it often right. You kind of get your box set up and move on. Yeah, I completely agree with that. Thing I'm gonna do is copy this. Search. Do they have? Wow, we can go here. I'm curious. If I go, whoa. So you guys are actually kind of seeing me go through this and figure this out. You've never used this desktop app? Yeah, it's gonna be pretty interesting once I actually show you what it is. libgconf. Nice. I had it running, then I updated Manjaro recently, and it actually broke. libgconf. Yay, libgconf. No packages, pacman minus s, libgconf. It's gonna say you're not sudo. Interesting. So, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna let you guys figure it out. Libg, or not libgconf. Git it is a very nice thing that walks you through how to use Git. It's actually pretty cool. I had to use it for class. It basically teaches you how to use Git and GitHub on the command line, as it says. Has this nice, beautiful Electron UI, and you kind of go through it, and it just talks about how to do everything. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns about this, go ahead and drop it in the workshop. I'll leave it as this will be a post-workshop activity you guys can go ahead and do. So, is everybody fine with us just moving on from that after seeing me fuss around for about 5 minutes with it not working? I'm probably losing people here. Am I losing people? Yep, looks like I'm losing people. Anyways, so we're just gonna I said this is gonna be an hour, we're already over an hour. But basically, when you want to create, let's say, here's the devcord website, right? I will actually link this down in the chat right now. So go ahead and throw that in, got posted, sick. So you can see here, we, Poison Apple, a former staff member, he's a pretty cool person. He went ahead and actually set us up with this cool repository. And I'm going to just cd into the directory real quick. Cd code. Right, and we're going to kind of go back to our stories. And what we're going to do is we're going to head back over to here and we're going to get the link. You're going to go down the code. You can either do HTTPS or SSH. I use SSH because I have my SSH key uploaded to my GitHub account. If you do not have that or don't know how to do that, just use HTTPS. It'll work exactly the same. So we're going to go over to SSH. And we're going to do git clone, and then we're going to go ahead and paste this link in our command line. It's going to be cmd. Make sure you have git installed. I am assuming you have done this after you've walked through the git it electron activity. But yeah, so we went ahead and cloned this, clear. So we're going to cd, and it's going to make a folder called website. Since this is devcord website, it's going to be called the repository name, which is website. So we have the website here, and we're going to actually set up a new thing. So this is if we wanted to just run it by ourselves. However, we don't want to do that. So we're going to actually remove the website, and we're going to create a fork. So if you can see up here in the top right of your screen, you will see something that says fork. It's going to fork your own copy of the devcord website. And I'm going to fork it. I've already done this, so actually give me 2 seconds. I'm going to delete my fork. Cool. And we're gonna fork this onto our account. So you can see here now, instead of being /devcord/website in the URL, it's now my GitHub username website. And the great thing that Poison Apple has done, he's done some decent thing teaching you about what the prerequisites are of installing it. You need to have the backend running. I already have this set up. I will not go through the setup process of this. I'm actually going to get it running in another window. I have some secrets enabled on it, so that's why I'm not going to be showing it to you guys. One second. Let me just get it started. So I currently have the API running in the background. You guys can go ahead and do it. Go ahead and go to this link, and he'll kind of just talk you through on how to install it. There's an example. If you go in the server, or not server, but config, there's an example way of setting up your custom.ts, which will have all your scopes. But I already have it set up. It's running in a different window. It's giving me a Mongoose area or Mongo area, but we're not gonna care about that. So you can see here we forked it under my own account. We're gonna do the same thing we did earlier, and we're gonna actually clone it. Paste this in here, and you can see cloning in the website. It's gonna load a bunch of stuff, and now you can see we have this now website folder. We're gonna cd into it, and now we're in this directory. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up my code IDE. I use VS Code. As you can see here, we have everything sets it up for us. Here's some IDE or the ID. Just kind of sets everything up for you, VS Code settings and whatnot. Yeah, so first thing you do when we're gonna do this, we're gonna do npm CI. So that's gonna just install from package log. You can do npm I. It works the same. CI just is the exact versions that were committed. Cool, we got that running, and now I'm gonna do npm run dev. So hopefully, yep, you can see here it's running and it's compiling. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this. 127.0.0.80. And you can see here it looks exactly like the website we had earlier. Staff isn't loading. And I want to see why. Yep, it's just the core's error. So we're going to go ahead and go into our config, and we're going to say the API is actually running at 1 second. I'm actually fixing the API. 1 second. Do. We don't need this. Cool. So all I did is I was working on something for devcord. So you can see here, running on port 444. All of those fours. Cool. So now I can update this to be running on correct port. And we'll actually see it should refresh here. Yep. Like I did. So it should be able to come back here. Maybe this is not found. Interesting. Anyways, so this is how we set it up. And let's say I want to make something. I want to change a request on here, or I want to change the font on here. This is gonna be really simple. Pull up the correct ones. Go over here. I'm gonna open a new tab, and I'm gonna do git checkout. I'm gonna check out a new branch, and we're gonna say change. Actually, what we're gonna do is someone suggested this earlier. I don't know why it says NPCs, so we're gonna do change index text. So we went and said it said switch to new branch. You can see now in my bash shell that reflects it. And so when I open this up, what we're actually going to do now is we're gonna go over and we're gonna just change this. So this is our home page. So index, so you can see here, we're just gonna learn from the home component. So I'm gonna go and views home, and this is pug. Friendly NPCs. We're not gonna use NPCs anymore. Don't like that language, so we're just gonna say friendly people. Talk to find new friends. Hold on, I'm gonna sneeze. Hey, oh, excuse me. And we just kind of went and changed that. So let's say that's all we were gonna do. We committed everything we need to do. So we're gonna head back over to our shell, and we're gonna do get status. So what get status will do is we'll say, hey, this is what you changed. So we can see that we modified config or source.views home.view, and see this is correct. So we're gonna do get commit, or we're gonna do get add source views home. And then if we do get status again, we will now see it's modified. And if we want to see what we changed exactly, we can do get diff -- stage. And you can see here, we renamed it to friendly people. Let's say we're ready to commit. So get commit, we're gonna do -m, saying we're gonna do a message. We're gonna say add it or changed card on homepage. Cool. You can see that it gave you some data. It said 1 file change, 1 insertion, 1 deletion. Then we can do get push. Get push set. It'll just give you what to name it here, and you can see it's gonna push. And cool. So if we go back over to that GitHub page on our cloned, we can actually do contribute yet. So I'm gonna refresh. Whoop. Yeah, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna do compare in this. If this does not show up, you can do pull requests, new pull request, and we're gonna do it from here. Whoop. Oh, I messed up already. Yeah. Compare cross forks from master. Where is it? So we're gonna do base repository, devcord website, base master, head repository, Austin Macaulay website, and we're gonna look for our new thing. Did we call it change index text? I forget. We did. So you can see here, it says, hey, this is what we changed. So we can create a pull request, do this. I can leave some information here. You can create this pull request. Now this is where the project maintainer will come in and approve this and say, hey, I agree, I like this change, and we'll get it done. if you're working on a project, you're most likely, or sprints, you're most likely going to be creating your own branch for each feature, or sprint, or story, whatever you're working on. Just depends on how the client or how your project is set up. And then you'll do reviews. So we could do actually automated reviews. We can assign someone to review it. I can actually assign Lost, the owner of devcord, to review this. I just asked him to review it, and say, hey, I'm gonna label this as a enhancement. Not enhancement, but a, where is it? No, we don't have that on here, but like a feature. I can set this as a milestone, linked issues, stuff. Yeah, we got all this done. Yeah, I'd like to thank, and I think we're gonna end it here. I would like to thank everybody that came out today and made a wonderful time. What I'm gonna ask all of you actually to do is go ahead and drop your Discord name in chat right now for me. If you guys could do that, that'd be great. You guys are going to be entered to win a giveaway. We're most likely going to be giving away a 1 month of Nitro. And as more and more workshops that we do, more and more people that we get, we will be actually doing bigger and bigger giveaways. My goal by the end of this year is to actually give away a laptop. So if you guys could go ahead and drop your Discord username in chat right now. If you're rewatching this stream, I'm sorry you guys missed it. We'll try to find a better time for you in the future, where you can do it. But this is only currently available for people that are in the live stream right now. This is why I say you should stick around to the end of the stream. Yeah, of course, Time Frog. I'm happy I could help. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, please let me know. If you guys want to go ahead and follow me on GitHub, here's my profile. I will link it in chat. Ooh, looks like it didn't connect to Twitch properly. We're in internal error. We're going to try that again. I'm going to send it again to my Twitch folks. Yeah, Git's actually a great service. There we go, posted on Twitch correctly now. I'm using something called Restream that stream to YouTube and Twitch at the same time right now. Hoping to see those follows come soon. I'll try to follow a lot of you guys back. I like checking out and seeing what people do in their free time. Maybe next time I'll try to get my webcam working, because normally it is like right where you see my mouse, my webcam will be, but I didn't get it working. I set everything up about an hour before. I woke up way too late and stayed up way too late last night. And if you guys want to go ahead and drop your GitHub usernames in chat, I will also give you guys a follow if you guys want. Do shout outs. Maybe next workshop, I'll try to find someone that did a cool project and I'll talk about it on stream. Cool. Thank you. Awesome. Well, I'm going to be ending the stream here. I'll be sticking around in chat afterwards a little bit, trying to get everybody's Discord names put in. If you guys were in chat and you're watching the video of it, and I know your and if you put in your YouTube name or Twitch name, and I saw you and I remember you guys, I'll try to get you guys into the giveaway. But it looks like we currently have 1, 2, 3 people into our giveaway to win a month of free Nitro. Yeah, but hopefully next time we can do bigger things. Alright, I'm going to be ending the stream here. Thank you guys for all coming in today. Have a beautiful day.